Storybook allows us to develop components in isolation, being able to quickly visualize all of their different states all in a single place. You can go even further and develop more complex components such as an entire restaurant page. However, given that this page is a stateful component, we're not able to represent different visual states just by passing prompts. We need to make interactions such as clicking on this element in order to show the modal open. In Storybook 6.4, we introduced the concept of the play function. The play function allows you to automate manual steps with interactions like clicking on an element and opening the modal and expecting it to appear on the screen. You can do so by writing tests with our wrappers for testing library and jest, which will execute directly in the browser. Once we save it, we have a new story that executes that interaction automatically. If you're using add-on interactions, you should be able to see a panel at the bottom with every single step of your tests. And if you have debugging enabled, you should also be able to go back and forth in these steps and visualize the interactions as they happen. Let's suppose there's a failure in the interaction. For instance, the modal is not supposed to be in the screen, but in fact it appears. Once the interactions run again, we see that there's a failure in our tests. And this is great, but at the same time, we still need to visit Storybook manually and assert whether interactions are happening or not. To go a step further, we would like to introduce the test runner. The test runner leverages the power of Jest and Playwright to automatically turn your stories into tests, executing in a headless browser. In order to install it, all you have to do is open your terminal and add the Storybook test runner library. And once you're done, it will install a binary for the test runner, so you just execute yarn test storybook. The test runner will run smoke tests for the stories that don't have the play function and interaction tests for the ones that do. We see that 85 tests passed in 10 seconds. Additionally, not only you get the error report in the CLI, but you also have a link that brings you to Storybook with the add-on interactions panel open, so you can click to debug that story. You can use the add-on interactions panel to see which steps were failing and which steps were not. You can also step through them from the beginning to see up to which point the behavior was working, which will help you diagnose your bug. Because we're using Jest, you are able to run test Storybook in watch mode, and it will automatically detect all of the files involved in the change, and it will show you the failure. Let's fix the failure by improving our test. And we see that now everything is passing. The combination of Storybook interactions and the new test runner is a unique headless and headed browser-based workflow. We think it represents the future of component testing, and we hope that you do too. Thank you for your support.